everyone, it's Sue. I'm back again today with another process video for the Project Butterfly journals that I'm making. If you are unsure and you're new here and you're unsure of what I'm talking about, I will endeavour to remember to put the introduction to Project Butterfly up in the cards up here. So what I've done is I did start and then I did start collecting and separating papers for each journal, and then I don't know what happened. I happened and there became a big mess. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to put 10 full pages in each signature. And each journal will have 2 signatures. So this is what I've done. I like to, with my journals, I like to have a signature cover. So I've chosen this paper, so that will be one, and then this one is just plain white on the back, but I'm going to probably put some stenciling on that. I could coffee dye that if I wanted to, but I think I'm just going to put some stenciling and some inking, and this here I'll cover up because I've got some clusters that some lovely ladies have made, or I can decorate that myself. So these journals are going to be made up of everyone's entries, but I'm also going to add my own bits and pieces in there as well. So that is the 2 signature covers. So I'm thinking, now let me think, I think this one I was going to have for the blue one, just because there's that bit of blue sticking out there already, and this probably will be the first signature cover. Okay, now so what I'm going to do is pop this to the side and get rid of that, because I'm going to have mess everywhere. So I'm going to have 2 signatures, right? So I've got 2 signature covers. Now these papers I'm not putting in any particular order at the moment, but I just want to work out what I have got. So I've got some beautiful pages that some of you ladies have made. Now this has come pretty sure from Vicky, so that is just beautiful. So I'm going to, it's going to go in here. Now, just as I said, just remember that this isn't particularly where the pages will sit. I will change them around. Okay, and then I've got this beautiful one here from Tanya, so that one can go in that one. Now also I've got this one that another lady, I didn't show these because she did ask me not to show. She was too embarrassed and didn't want them shown or her name mentioned in the videos, which I think is a shame because she's done an absolutely amazing job, but I will show you all that in the flip through. So this is going to go in this blue journal as well, or would it be better off in the pink journal? In the reddy coloured one. Might be better off in the reddy coloured one, actually. Let me just have a look. So I've got in this, okay, I'm going to put that in the reddy coloured one. And then there was this one here from Rachel, I think, like a mixed media page. All right, so we're going to do that. So we've got our signature covers. We've got 2 already made pages. This one's got a second one, so we need to have another page here. So I'm just going to split these evenly. So these are just papers that I've coffee dyed, and I'm just going to put them in here just really roughly at the moment, so there's the same amount in each signature. This is just my process too. Okay, so I've done this for in each journal. I won't have it in each signature, so I'll have to have a page there. And I think okay, so that's not going to work, is it? So I need another page for here. Anyway, we'll just leave it at that for the moment. I know what I can put this in here, so I just thought I would add what's her name, Edith Holden, and then I've got some smaller pages and then some even smaller pages. And I want to see how many pages that is. I don't ever count the cover. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got 9. I'll just make sure I've got 9 here. Not counting that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so as I said, I was going to put 10 in each signature, and so I just need one more sheet of paper, and I think I'll add maybe another book page. So just bear with me, I'm going to grab another book page. So what I need to work out, am I going to make a pocket on the bottom, or am I going to trim top and bottom and then have them just fold in as pockets? So it just depends. Okay, so I'm going to trim off this edge here because it's just okay, I need to think about this. And this is a problem when you have bigger books, trying to work out how to actually use them. So I do actually think what I'm going to do now is just trim the top and the bottom, and I'm just going to have these as they'll just fold in. So I'm going to do that on both of those. Now the reason I've done that is because I've taken them out of the book and they've got the spine, they haven't been torn. So I've just trimmed that, and then what I'll do, so I'm just going to make sure that they fit. So they fit in there. Okay, and then I'm going to, so the pages are about 6, yeah, about 6 wide. So I need to fold this back at about 15. And then the same with the other one, but I think with this one, because of the images, I'm going to flip them back this way. This side I'm going to flip back this way because there's a little bit of an image there. And this way, I'm just going to do the same, flip it to the inside. So that can be that one. And then the same here. So I hope that makes sense. I'm not doing a very good job of explaining what I'm doing. So I just don't want to hide all those images basically. And I need to make this page the right size for the journal. So originally I was going to make a pocket, and I could even do that with this one if I wanted to, because I've still got the nice image there, and I could glue this down and make this a pocket. At this point, I think I'm going to leave it as is. Okay, so that makes my 10 pages for each signature. Now, as you can see, this actually sticks out quite a bit, so I don't think I've measured that very well anyway, have I? But the thing is, it doesn't come out of the cover. So I don't know, does that worry anyone? Maybe it will worry everyone. Hang on. Let me just have a play here for a minute. Okay, so because it's more at the front, if I put them at the front, because it's, as you go further into your signature, your pages stick out. So I'm just going to leave that. I'll put these will actually go next to the signature cover. Okay, that's better. So that's your 2 signatures. So I've got the papers, so that's good. So I'm going to pop that aside, and then I'm just going to collate the papers for the other journal, and I'll be back. And so there we have our signatures for the second journal. Okay. So I'm loving how they look. Absolutely loving them. All right, so what I think I might do is just work on one for the moment and working out where I'm going to place what pages. So I think when we open this one, this will be on the first signature. So I'm just going to put this other one aside for the moment. Now, I think probably because there's so much happening here, I might put a plain or a coffee dyed page next. And then maybe we'll put a smaller sheet, and then we'll go back to coffee dyed. And then we can go in and maybe put one of the made pages. And we'll go coffee dyed again. Maybe we'll do the book page. This one I folded the pockets or the flip a little bit bigger so that they don't stick out the side. So this is, okay, so that's going to be the center. Let's do coffee dyed, and then a smaller one, and then coffee dyed, and then the center. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that one. So this one, as I said, we will be stenciling and inking this one. So, okay, so we'll start with same thing. There is a lot happening. There's a lot happening here. So we might go coffee dyed again. And then a beautiful page from Vicky. And probably coffee dyed again. I don't want to take away from Vicky's work, so I'm going to put a fairly plain one there. Maybe we'll put a smaller, actually we need to put these at the front, don't we? So they, maybe that book page next. And then we might put a smaller one, coffee dyed. We'll go Edith Holden, coffee dyed, small, and then coffee dyed. I don't know, I don't think about it too much. I just sort of try not to have all the same size too much together. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. And the reason I've left them in there is just so that I know that they all go together. So, okay. So that is our first and second signature. The pages are all in place for that. We'll do the same again for this. This is, I don't know how everyone else works, but this is just how my brain works, and this is how I do it. I don't generally work on too many journals at once. I try and get one done, but if I do a couple, this is how I do it. So, okay, so we've got that. That could probably actually stay there, I think. And then we might go the darker coffee dyed. And maybe a smaller page. And then we can go Vicky's page. Coffee dyed. We might do a smaller one, coffee dyed. I'm going to do 2 coffee dyes together and then have this one as the center. So that's good. And then the same with this. We'll go, or did I do this one already? No, I don't think I did. But I don't particularly want, okay, so I don't want to put this one first up. Probably even put this one here. We could go that one. We might go coffee dyed and put this one. And put a smaller, this one's smaller because I'm going to use this as a flip out. Smaller one there. Page by Rachel. That, and then that. So you can see I don't put a lot of thought into it. I just sort of put what I think, and so long as they're not all together. All right. So that is the pages for the signatures done. So my next step that I would do is to work out what definite sewing I want to get done. So that would be the pockets that I've turned up. I could stencil on those white pages, which I probably will do. Actually, no, I don't think I will. I might just leave that until I get some bits and pieces of ephemera in there. So the next part would be to work out, okay, so this is, I've made a pocket here. I've got to sew that closed. So I'm going to pull that out. Once again, I'm going to work on one journal at a time because I'm going to end up in a big mess. So I'm just going to get both signature covers from each signature, and I'm going to sew across here, and then I'm going to sew all the way around to close all those pockets up. What I've done here is, as you can see, I have sewn, because I wanted a sewn edge here on the top, I sewed that first and then folded it back up and then sewed all around all sides. My machine had an absolute hissy fit here. It's I had to just rethread it and it was happy then. I could have unpicked that, but it would have just made the paper more, the cardstock more fragile. So I've left it like that. Once upon a time, that would have really annoyed me. But I've become a lot better with just letting that sort of thing go. And as I said, it is a, well, it's called, it's a junk journal, but I mean, mine is a glorified junk journal because I don't particularly use junk. But it's not about perfection for me in these journals. And as I said, I have become so much better at just letting those things go. So the reason I do this now is obviously because once it's sewn into the journal, you can't, it's so hard to do all that once it's all bound. So they're done. And what I normally do then is just go through the signature and go, is there anything that needs to be sewn up Do I want to make that a pocket? So I just need to basically go through and just see if there's anything else that I want to sew before they get bound into the covers. Okay, so here we go. We've got another one. So this one needs to be sewn, and then that's pretty much all. I don't think I'll sew those botanical book pages. I think I'll just leave them as flips. So that belongs to that one. I've got to sew that Edith Holden book. And this, yes, it's very white, but that's okay. I'm going to stencil. And I'm just going to make sure I don't want to sew anything else up in here. No. Okay, so that signature is good to go, and I just need to sew this one up. And that is, now I've forgotten which one this came from. I think this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. Nine, 10. Okay, so it came out of this one. All right, and that was the center. There, so as you can see, that just makes it easier, and it adds a little bit of texture to the journal with the stitching. And we've got some threads hanging out there. So that one is also ready to be bound into the journal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head off and I'm going to go through and stitch any pockets or anything that I want to sew together for this one. And what I'll do is I'll come back next video, and I will show you how I make a template and actually bind the signatures into the journal cover. So that's just my thought process when I'm putting signatures together, papers together for signatures. I have to try and get a little bit better at using book pages. I love how that looks, and I forget to use them. I just get all caught up with the whole process and just put coffee dyed paper in there. But what I want is, for my journals, I like to be able, for the recipient to be able to make it their own by writing or adding photos and that type of thing. So I think that's why I don't put as many patterned papers, etc. in there. All right, I will leave that with you. I hope that was all easy to understand, how my brain works. So I'm going to leave it with you there, guys. And until next time, I hope you get a little bit of crafting time in. See you soon.